Okay, good morning, everyone. Shalom Aleichem. We're continuing Mishnah Berura Daf Hashavua. We're learning Sim Kuf Mem Gimel Siv Daled. The Rama made a hachra. The opinion of the Agor is that even if there's an outright mistake in a Sefer Torah, you don't take out a new one, because the new one will probably have some kind of mistake, at least b'chaseres v'yaseros. The opinion of the Beis Yosef is even if there's a mistake with chaseres v'yaseros, you do take out a new one. The Rama is machria that if there's a real mistake, you take out a new one. If there's just a mistake with chaseres v'yaseros, you don't take out a new one because probably the new one will also have a mistake with chaseres v'yaseros. Then we brought up another important halacha. B'shas hadchak, the Rama says that Tzibur only has one puzzle Sefer Torah. There's no way to fix it. There is an opinion, the Kolba in the Avodraham says you could make a bracha on it. However, v'yesh paislam. We're middle Mishnah Berura of Katan Chavtes v'yesh paislam. So far, what the Mishnah Berura says is the yesh paislam is in line with what the Mechaber said earlier in Siv Gimel, and what the Achronim were soisam l'chadchila, that you cannot take it out l'chayvas hayom. However, if you began reading and then you found a mistake and there's no other Sefer Torah, there is a yesh shomrim. Namely, there's an opinion brought in the Magen Avraham this way, that you finish the Shiva Kruim and Mavarchim Lefanel Lachreha. And the Rabbi Yehuda says, no, you're making too many brachas in a puzzle Sefer Torah. The first guy who made the bracha to begin with, let him hang around there. You call up other people. The new people you call up make no bracha. And the first guy, the starter will be the finisher also, be the closer also. And he'll also say the Haftarah but with the Navi with the bracha. Some say no, you can't say a bracha on the Haftarah with the bracha since the kriya was not a full-fledged kriya. We're up to Ad Kan L'Shainai. That is the language of the Shar Ephraim. V'ayin bepischei sham shekasav shegam hadagim vava moed b'chaz ha'ayin sham. V'im nimtza hatos b'shlishi. Oy b'shar ha'oilen achar siyam kriyasan shaber chabracha achroina. What if the mistake was found in the third aliyah? Or any of the other oilim after you finish reading and they made a bracha achroina. In other words, let's say you called someone up, you didn't know it was a pasal Sefer Torah. He made a bracha before, he made a bracha after. and now you're stuck with a pasal Sefer Torah. Then the halacha is ve'ein sham Sefer Torah ve'im nimtza atos b'shlishi. I think what that means is between Sheni and Shlishi. Ve'ein sham Sefer Torah acheres ula. So yikra kori shara parshios. The reader should read the other parshas. Ad gemar hasedra b'loy bracha. And then also the Haftarah without a bracha. The only time you're going to make a bracha on the Haftarah is if what we saw before, that his chilu likrois va'achar kach nimtza batos. So then, if you're either going to call up everyone else to make a bracha, that was the first daya. Yesh oimrim degoimrim shivas kruim u'mavarchim lafanel ula'achreha. And the Dagam Ravava says, no, Yashlim im ha'oila hazeh shenimtza etzlai hatos. He's going to stand there and make a bracha achroina. So in a case where the Kriyas HaTorah is going to finish with a bracha, then maybe you can make the Haftarah beberchaiseha. But if the mistake is found b'shlishi, I don't know why it matters that it was found in shlishi. But apparently, I think the point is somebody already made a bracha achroina, and now we're trying to figure out what to do with the rest of the Kriya when the Sefer Torah is puzzle, so then all the other oilam will not make any brachos, and it seems like you will not make a bracha on the Haftarah either. Okay. Now let's talk about what if you're not dealing with a complete Sefer Torah, you're dealing with Chumashim. In other words, it's written on parchment, but they're written separately. Bereisha, Shemais, Vayikra, Bamidbar, Devarim. V'im Chumash echad shalem b'loy ta'as. If you have a complete Chumash without a mistake, yesh lahakel likrois ba'oisay Chumash afal pi sheish ta'as b'acherim. You could be makel to read in that Chumash, even though there's a mistake in the others.
I have a shiur. I'm going down.
Okay. So I think in this case it is a complete Sefer Torah, meaning all the Chumash are written with one gilyon. However, there is a mistake in one of them. Let's see the Mishnah Berura. Chumash echad. Hainu shekol Sefer Torah b'gilyon echad. Right. The whole Sefer Torah is in one scroll. Ela she'ein shalem b'lei tois ela Chumash echad. But you only have one Sefer Torah. You only have one, Chumash, correct. The other Chumashim have mistakes in it. Aval ein sham kiyem Chumash echad. So lekuli alma ein kayim bar. According to everyone, you can't read in it. Kila el basif beis. Right, but if there's only one Chumash, in other words, when the Ramah says that if one Chumash is shalem b'loy ta'as, he doesn't mean you just have a Bereshis, you just have a Shemais, you just have a Vayikra. You have Chamishe Chumshei Torah written in one scroll. However, all the other Chumashim have mistakes in it, but you have one Chumash intact without a mistake, you're allowed to Yesh Lahakel. Yesh Lahakel Likrois Ba'isei Chumash. But if all you have is one scroll, Avalam Ein Sham Kiyem Chumash Echad, according to everyone, you can't read in it. That's what we said in Seif Beis. In Seif Beis, we pointed out it has to be a Chumash Shalem. He says, Im Kasvu Kol Chumash Lavadai, Afila Beglilik Sefer Torah Ein Karen Bai. We also pointed out there's a Chiddush of Rabbi Meir Arik, Talmud of the Avnei Nezer, then in Sefer Bamidbar, if you have a mistake before Vayhi Saya Ha'arain, you could read Vayhi Saya or after, because each one is considered a sefer by itself. Mishnah Berura continues, Yesh lahakel, Hainu, afilu das hayesh poislam anal da asr afilu b'shasat chak. Even according to the Yesh poislam, that asr b'shasat chak, when there's a mistake, kol zeh hu im hapsul nimtza ba'oisei chumash haroitz likrois by. That's all if the mistake is in the chumash that you want to read in. Aval b'chumashim hashleimim, but in the whole chumashim, ein lahachmer b'shasat chak. B'shasat chak you don't have to be machmer, kimin shal kapanim b'chelik zeh shu koyer by hu shalem. V'loi dami l'chumash echad shapasu kol yam likrois by. This is not analogous to if you just have a bereshis or you just have a shemais. Ukidal elbis beis. Shani hasim she'enoi kovid l'tzibur likrois b'chumash echad. There it's different. It's not covered for the tzibor to read in one chumash. Ma she'en kein hacha, as opposed to over here, sheyesh kol hachamisha chumashim b'yachad, that you have all 5 books together. Likrois, right? So loymar bebracha. You could even make a bracha. Va'ayim beber halacha. It's interesting, in the Ber Halacha, he says, look in the Mishnah Berura, where we conclude that you could even make a bracha. But if you look in the Bir Hagra, the Gra brings that from Rashi, it's mashma, we're not lenient legabe this, and the Ran brings this in the name of the Rashba, and that only works according to one answer in the Rashba. The Shari Ephraim says it is not the minhag to be makel, that if there's a mistake in one of the Chumashim, to be lenient in the others. Says the Bir Halacha, no. Hanoyeg lahakal b'zeh in limchos biyadai. The Chazon Ish also questioned this kula, but lamaisa, the Bir Halacha concludes that if you want to be saimich on it, we won't be meicha. And it's a very important kula to know. For if a shul only has one Sefer Torah or one kosher Sefer Torah, if you found a mistake in Parshas Vayechi, or at the or or for whatever reason you can't fix it, but at least you could read after that Sefer, after Sefer Bereshis, you could read the other Svarim. Okay, hey, Beis HaKnesset she'en b'hem mish yadei likros ela echad. Let's say a shul, only one person knows how to lane. Yivarech, he should make a bracha v'yikra k'tzas psukim v'yivarech la'achreim v'chayzer levarech tchila v'koyrei k'tzas psukim v'varech la'achreim v'chen yaseh kampam k'mispar ha'olam shel oisa hayom. Basically, this is going on the opinion that back in the day, the person who got the aliyah laned. Or if you didn't lane, you had to at least know how to say along with the Baal Koreh. But what if you only have one guy in the shul who knows how to say along with the Baal Koreh? So then only the Baal Koreh will get aliyos and he'll get called up 7 times. Lamaisa, if you remember, we pointed out that nowadays we're lenient even if someone doesn't know how to read after the Baal Koreh, because we call up even someone who's blind. Says Berura, they can't read after the Shel Tzibur word by word. The Mechaber is going according to his Shita that he said earlier, the Kasav Sham, that if you can't read after the Baal Koreh, you can't take an aliyah. Nowadays we call up people that are Amei Aretz, they can't read Hebrew. They can't read after the Baal Koreh. Then nishtana hateva over here. The din changes. We're going to call up 7 guys. One guy a bigger Amaretz than the next. Amaretz, he could learn Taisus, he just can't read Hebrew. Yeah? He can't read after the Baal Koreh. Every word the Baal Koreh says, he botches. He mispronounces. He could still get an aliyah. So it's better to call up 7 random oilam than the same guy 7 times. The shots will be moitzi them. That the mechaber is going l'shitase, but nowadays the din changes. Nowadays that we call up even amay haaretz, the din would change. Okay. What an accommodation we make to love other Jews, even though they can't read, we'll still call them up for an aliyah, according to the Rama. Okay, we're gonna start now momentarily. Let me bring up the Maramaka.